Hey guys. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing week 5 NFL matchup predictions, picks, all that good stuff. Last week was something else, okay? Last week I just had to relax because I felt like I was throwing my money away between week 1, 2, and 3. I was like, okay, just watch the games. So that's what I ended up doing, and also I ended up working Sunday, and I normally get off like after the 1 o'clock games. So by the time I got home, I was really just watching the 4 o'clock games. So it's all good. So I was just like, let me just enjoy football. I just actually wanted to enjoy the football last week, and just so I can have a fresh week to bounce back into week 5. But anyway, let's go over the week 4 winners. We got the Seahawks versus the Cardinals. It was 23-20. Seahawks won. We got the Vikings versus the Steelers. It was 21-24. The Steelers won. We got the Washington Commanders versus the Falcons. It was 27-34. Falcons won. We got the Saints versus the Bills. The Bills won, of course, 31-19. Lions versus Browns. Lions won, of course, 34-10. We got the Texans versus the Titans. Titans scored no points, like 0 points. 0-26. So Texans won that game. They won their first game. Panthers versus Patriots. Patriots won 42-13. Then we got the Chargers versus the New York Giants. 18-21. Giants won. We got the Colts versus the Rams. Rams won with 27 points. They gave the Colts their first loss. We got Jags versus 49ers. Jaguars has 26. The 49ers had 21 points. We got the Ravens versus the Chiefs. Chiefs won 37-20. Then we got the Bears versus the Raiders. It was 25-24. Bears won by 1 point. Then we got the Cowboys versus the Packers, which ended up in a tie game. Field goal from the Cowboys made it a tie game, 40-40. And then Monday, my Dolphins, we finally got our first W. Round of applause, guys. Round of applause. It was 27-21. We played the Jets. And then the Broncos versus the Bengals. 28-3. The Bengals lost. So with that being said, let's just get right into the NFL Week 5 matchups. Okay, so October 5th, 2025 is a Sunday. And we got the Vikings facing the Browns. Vikings are 2-2. The Browns are 1-3. Texans versus the Ravens. Texans are 1-3. Ravens are 1-3. Phins versus the Panthers. Both 1-3. Got the Raiders versus the Colts. Raiders are 1-3. Colts are 3-1. I like the Colts to win it all though. Then we got the New York Giants versus the Saints. 0-4 Saints haven't won a game yet. Giants. I like the Giants to win that game. Then we got the Patriots versus the Bills. Patriots are 2-2. Bills are 4-0. Bills are winning that. Unfortunately, they're just a hard team to beat. Just hard. Anyway, we got Cowboys versus the Jets. The Cowboys are 1-1. And the Jets are 0-4. Then we got the Broncos versus the Eagles. Broncos are 2-2. Eagles are 4-0. Then we got the Bucks versus the Seahawks. Both 3-1 teams. Then we got the Lions versus the Bengals. Then we got the Lions versus the Bengals. Lions are 3-1. Bengals are 2-2. Lions are obviously winning this. Then I got Commanders versus Chargers. Commanders are 2-2 versus the Chargers that are 3-1. And then one day we got the Chiefs who are 2-2 versus the Jags who are 3-1. And then on Monday we got the Chiefs versus the Jaguars. Chiefs are 2-2. Jags are 3-1. I personally like the Lions versus the Bengals. I like the Lions to get a W. I like the Dolphins to get a W against the Panthers. I like the Ravens to get a W against the Texans. I like the Giants to get a W against the Saints. And I like the Chiefs to get a W versus the Jags. But those picks are not. Anyway, what I'm going to be doing differently this week, I'm going to be asking good old ChatGPT what they feel and who they feel like is going to win week 5 NFL matchups. games. But anyway, Thursday night is the 49ers versus the Rams. They say the Rams are favored, especially with the injuries mounting for San Francisco. Sorry, so like I said, they said the Rams. So they're saying that the Rams are more likely to win. They said by a modest margin. So they're predicting the score to be 23-16, which isn't horrible. Then we got the Vikings versus the Browns. They're actually playing in London, which is why the game is so early. I don't know if any of you guys noticed that the game is going to be at 9:30 a.m. this Sunday. That's because they're playing in London. Jazz Vikings winning this game. They said Cleveland is also changing QBs, benching Joe Flacco for Dylan Gabriel, which adds uncertainty to their offense, which is true. I don't want to sit there and say that Joe Flacco has been playing horrible. I feel like he's been playing, good quality football so far from what I've seen. But the only person I can truly feel bad for is Shador Sanders. I feel like they don't give him a chance ever since the draft, and they drafted him round 5. I just feel like he's been so overlooked, especially he didn't have the best season at Colorado, but he played really well at Colorado. Obviously playing alongside Travis Hunter, so they were really a solid team. I just don't know where it went left for Shador, but I feel like it's only up from here for him. I just feel like they just gotta give him that chance to prove himself, and I feel like he will whenever the Cleveland Browns do give him the opportunity to start, even though we know he has a really great arm. But anyways, next game we have the Bills versus Patriots, which is Sunday night. The ChatGPT says the Bills are heavy favorites. Obviously the Patriots are underdogs here. The Bills are 4-0. The Patriots, I want to say, are 2-2. I don't want to say a record means anything, honestly, but an undefeated team. Come on now. So I gotta give that to the Bills. They said the AI model expects Buffalo to cover and win comfortably. So they predicted the score being 34-19, which isn't bad. We'll just have to see. Next game we have the Colts versus the Raiders. ChatGPT says that they favor the Colts. The Colts are the strong favorites with the simulation-based model, giving them a 74% win probability. So the Raiders here are the underdogs. The Raiders, they're having a rocky season. The Raiders have never been like a overly great team, especially lately. I'm sure they have back in the day, but like lately, they haven't really been, nothing special. Same with the Colts. I'm not gonna down the Colts. They just haven't been as popular, or they haven't been as talked about since Peyton Manning. Nothing wrong with that, but they are doing really well this season. They lost their first game last week to the Rams, so they took that L to the Rams. But I feel like they are going to win against the Raiders. Like I said, the Raiders haven't really been showing me anything exciting, so I got the Colts. ChatGPT got the Colts, so let's go. Lock in the Colts. Next we got the Saints versus the Giants. Model slightly tilt towards New Orleans at home, ChatGPT says. CBS Sports AI suggests that the Saints might not cover against the Giants. Sharp Football suggests that betting the Saints under 21.5 points, expecting a low-scoring game. So if you even wanted to bet that prop on Hard Rock that the Saints will be scoring under 21.5 points, that's something you can lock in as well. That's what ChatGPT is predicting. But they predict that the Saints will win. I find that kind of odd personally myself. The Saints are 0-4. The Giants are 1-3. The Giants haven't really been playing their best either. But I do think they're a great team. I know they're going through a lot of stuff with the coach and the QB. Blaming the coaches for the QB. Who is to blame in New York? Honestly, I know that Russell Wilson is getting older, and they decided to bench Russell Wilson, and they're gonna have another QB start for this game on Sunday. There's a lot of speculation going around. There's a lot of talks going around that it's the specific coach for the New York Giants and why, their quarterbacks are not striving. I personally think Russell Wilson is a great quarterback. He has rings to show for it, so I don't understand the whole benching him thing, but I mean, I get it too. If you're a franchise, you want to win, you want to, exhaust all your options. So they are putting in the secondary quarterback for this game, and they have the Saints winning. They said it's Saints win, but potentially in a tight, low-scoring game. Like I said, I still have the Giants winning, but ChatGPT has the Saints winning, so I would fade that. I would not put money on that. If you guys are betting, don't put money on that because I'm iffy. ChatGPT is iffy. We just gonna have to see on Sunday. Then next we have the Cardinals versus the Titans. The Cardinals are favored. Some models expect them to cover -7.5 in some simulations. Predictions: Cardinals win. I mean, I feel like this is an easy W for Cardinals. If I'm not mistaken, I believe they're 3-1, and the Titans are 0-4. The Titans are not great, honestly. They lost last week to the Texans, 0-26. They did not put a score on the board. I honestly have not been keeping up with the Tennessee Titans personally, so I don't know in depth why they are playing so horrible. But then again, Cardinals are also a really great team too, so you gotta keep that in mind as well. So that was 6 games that ChatGPT gave me a little sauce on, and they said additional picks and models from Analyst. So the Ravens over the Texans, they feel like Baltimore is gonna win. Eagles over the Broncos. I mean, that's fair. Eagles are 4-0 defending champs, and they've been playing really tough. So, and then they said Philly has a home court advantage in this game, so that's definitely a W for the Eagles. Dallas Cowboys are favored versus the Jets. I got the Cowboys winning as well, being that the Jets are 0-4. My Phins even won. My Dolphins won last week against the Jets. I have no hope for the Jets. I'm so sorry. If you let my Dolphins beat you, that says a lot. And I got the Dolphins. The Dolphins play the Carolina Jaguars. I got the Dolphins winning that game too. We're both 1-3. We're not really good teams. I mean, to say the very least. So I do have my Phins winning, going for the home team always. And then also they have the Lions heavily favored over the Bengals. That's my secondary team, and I mean, the Lions are a tough team. I feel like these past 5 years, the Lions have been really proving themselves. Like every year they get better, every season they get better and better and better and better. They just have the recipe right now. They have the players right now. They have the chemistry. Yeah, I can just see Detroit going up from here. If we don't make it to the Super Bowl this year, it's coming within the next 2 to 5 years. I feel like the Lions, we gotta see the Super Bowl. We gotta see the Super Bowl before the rebuild. Alright, next, let me see some quarterback sports picks predictions. Let's see. So some QB prop pick ideas for week 5. ChatGPT gave me Trevor Lawrence over 234 passing yards. We have Matthew Stafford over 232 passing yards. ChatGPT says the Rams' offense has been potent, with a healthy Stafford leading the charge. This line is attainable. Then Josh Allen with Buffalo, they say he's going to have they predict him to have over 1.5 passing touchdowns. They say Allen has been consistent and should find the end zone. He throws about 2 touchdowns a game from what I've seen from his stats, so I mean, it's an attainable line. And they say Jalen Hurts over 40.5 rushing yards. I agree with that one. I do like the rushing prop over 40.5 rushing yards. Like I said, he doesn't really he doesn't really pass the ball a lot. ChatGPT, they said Hurt is a dual threat and usually runs well, especially if the passing game is tough. That is very true. If the defense Phins is giving him a hard time. Jalen Hurts will run that ball, so I like that prop. Then we got Tagovailoa, my QB, over 1.5 touchdowns. I feel like this prop is gonna hit. They played the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers, they're an okay team. I just feel like Tua will cover that prop. They said with the LD, Tua should connect on multiple passes. Like I said, we got our first W last week. Unfortunately, we lost Tyreek Hill to a nasty, gruesome injury. If you haven't seen it, please don't even try to look for the video. It's very gruesome. But we still ended up getting the W. So I'm super excited to see what that means for week 5. So this Sunday, I'm super excited to see what's going on. So cheers to week 5, guys. I hope your team ends up coming out with a W this week. And we'll be back with week 6, to just discuss and see what our teams did, to see how these picks did. If you guys played, I know I'll play whatever ChatGPT gives me. I won't put too much money on it because, it's ChatGPT. They're very iffy. But yeah, we're just going to see where that goes. And I will see you guys next week for week 6 NFL. Hope you guys have a blessed weekend and a blessed Sunday.